Picture this, the heart of West Africa, the city of Ouagadougou, waking up to headlines that could have changed everything overnight. The Sahel region is buzzing with tension after a dramatic coup attempt in Burkina Faso was stopped just in time. Now, if you're thinking, not again, you're not alone. Burkina Faso has been wrestling with violence and political chaos for years. It's like a high-stakes chess game, with different groups making bold moves for power and control. On April 16, 2025, the military government made a stunning announcement. They'd foiled a plot to overthrow Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the interim leader. Relief swept through the country, but so did a wave of questions. How safe is the current regime, really? According to officials, this wasn't just a handful of rebels. The plot was cooked up by a mix of disgruntled soldiers, some still in uniform, some not, teaming up with notorious terrorist groups. These groups have been itching to stir up trouble and seize any opportunity to destabilize the region. The news sent shockwaves through the streets. Imagine hearing that your country was almost toppled overnight. People are anxious, wondering what tomorrow might bring and whether their families are truly safe. But here's a reassuring note. The government acted fast. Key suspects were rounded up, and authorities are doubling down to keep the peace. It's a reminder that even in tough times, there are people working around the clock to protect the nation. Still, you can feel the tension in the air. Protests are popping up and the mood is uneasy. Will this be the last attempt, or just the beginning of more unrest? The uncertainty is real, but so is the resilience of the people. Captain Traoré, who himself came to power through a coup in 2022, now faces his toughest test yet. He promised to bring stability and fight the insurgency, but can he deliver? The world is watching, and so are his people. This attempted coup shines a spotlight on the deep divisions running through Burkina Faso. It's not just politics, it's social, it's ethnic, it's personal. Healing these rifts won't be easy, but it's the only way forward. Since 2015, the country has battled a relentless Islamist insurgency. The toll? Thousands displaced, families torn apart, and a humanitarian crisis that tugs at the world's conscience. The stakes couldn't be higher. This latest coup attempt threatens to tip the scales even further. Will it spark more violence, or can the country pull back from the brink? The world is holding its breath, hoping for calm. The international community isn't just watching, they're speaking up. Calls for restraint, dialogue, and peace are echoing from the United Nations to neighboring capitals. Diplomatic efforts are in full swing, and there's hope that together Burkina Faso can weather this storm. So stay tuned, because in Burkina Faso, every day brings a new twist, and the story is far from over. Buckle up, because what you're about to hear is straight out of a political thriller. Except, this is real life, and the stakes couldn't be higher. The anatomy of this failed coup in Burkina Faso is a tangled web of ambition, secrecy, and high-stakes gambles. Let's peel back the layers together, shall we? Picture this, a group of plotters not just acting on a whim, but meticulously mapping out every move. Their plan? To seize the heart of power, key government buildings, vital communication hubs, and military strongholds right in the bustling capital, Ouagadougou. Their goal was simple, but bold, paralyze the government in one swift, coordinated strike. But here's where it gets even more dramatic. The plotters wanted to ride the wave of public unrest and insecurity, hoping to turn chaos into their greatest ally. By fanning the flames of discontent, they believed they could rally enough support to make their takeover look like the will of the people. Playful tone. Risky move, right? At the center of this high-stakes drama, two former army officers, Major Joanny Compaoré and Lieutenant Abdramain Barry. Allegedly, these masterminds were pulling the strings from across the border in Ivory Coast, using their military know-how and old connections to set the plan in motion. Gentle reassurance. Don't worry, we're keeping up with all the twists. These two didn't work alone. They're accused of recruiting disgruntled soldiers and forging dangerous alliances with terrorist groups operating inside Burkina Faso. For the plotters, these partnerships were their ticket to manpower and resources, essential ingredients for any coup recipe. And what did these groups get in return? Promises, lots of them, more freedom to operate, more resources, and a bigger say in the country's future. Gentle, playful, tempting, right? But as we'll see, not every promise is worth the risk. Using their insider knowledge, the coup plotters managed to slip into different military units, spreading their influence like a secret code. This infiltration was key, giving them eyes, ears, and allies in all the right places. But they didn't stop there. The plotters unleashed a wave of propaganda and misinformation, hoping to stir up doubt and rebellion among the ranks. Playful banter. Classic move. If you can't win with force, try confusion. Ironically, this strategy backfired. The flood of rumors and fake news only made loyal soldiers more alert and suspicious. Gentle reassurance. Sometimes the best-laid plans unravel in the most unexpected ways. Sensing trouble, loyalists sprang into action. Their swift, decisive moves stopped the coup before it could even get off the ground. Talk about a plot twist. In a series of lightning-fast arrests, the authorities dismantled the coup network piece by piece. Gentle, reassuring. The would-be plotters never saw it coming, and their plans crumbled before they could even begin. This whole episode shines a spotlight on the deep divisions within Burkina Faso's military. Some factions stand firm with their government, while others are restless and vulnerable to outside influence. Gentle, reassuring. It's a reminder of the ongoing challenges facing the country, but also of the resilience and quick thinking that can keep a nation together even in the face of chaos. Stay with us. There's more to uncover. Hold on to your seats, because what just happened in Burkina Faso is sending shockwaves across West Africa. The foiled coup hasn't just made headlines, it's ignited a firestorm of outrage, and the region is buzzing with energy. Picture this, neighboring countries already juggling their own security headaches are now rallying behind Captain Traoré's government. They're not just watching from the sidelines, they're standing shoulder to shoulder, loudly denouncing the attempted power grab. And let's not forget ECOWAS, the regional powerhouse. The economic community of West African states wasted no time, slamming the coup attempt and doubling down on their zero-tolerance policy for any unconstitutional changes of government. Playful tone. You could say they're the referees blowing the whistle on foul play, but here's where it gets even more interesting. Solidarity protests are popping up everywhere. From the bustling streets of Ghana to the vibrant communities in Liberia, people are coming together, waving signs and chanting in support of Burkina Faso. Imagine thousands, yes, thousands, flooding the streets, Burkinabe flags held high, voices united against foreign interference. Gentle, reassuring tone. It's a powerful reminder that the people of West Africa are determined to protect their own destiny. These demonstrations aren't just about Burkina Faso. They're about sovereignty, pride, and a growing frustration with outsiders meddling in local affairs. There's a real sense that Western powers are playing by their own rules, and folks here are saying, enough is enough. Now here's a twist. The failed coup has actually strengthened the Alliance of Sahel States, AES for short. Playful tone. Think of it as a superhero team-up, with Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger joining forces for regional security. The AES was born out of necessity, a direct response to the rising jihadist threat, and the feeling that international help just wasn't cutting it. Gentle, reassuring tone. For many, it's a bold statement. We'll take care of our own, thank you very much. So, what's the takeaway? The events in Burkina Faso have lit a spark, pushing West African nations to work even closer together. Playful, upbeat. The message is clear. United, they stand a much better chance at tackling shared threats and building a safer, stronger region for everyone. Gentle, reassuring. And that's something worth cheering for. Picture this. The dust has barely settled after the foiled coup, and suddenly, whispers of foreign meddling are everywhere. The air in Burkina Faso is thick with suspicion, like everyone's waiting for the next shoe to drop. It's a tense, almost cinematic moment. And the stakes? Oh, they couldn't be higher. Enter Captain Traoré, Burkina Faso's leader, and, let's be honest, not one to mince words. He's pointing fingers at unnamed Western powers and more specifically at neighboring Ivory Coast. The accusation? Providing safe haven and logistical support to the coup plotters. It's the kind of claim that sends shockwaves across borders and gets everyone talking. Playful tone. Who's really pulling the strings here? Now let's be clear, these allegations haven't been proven. Gentle tone. But that hasn't stopped them from lighting a fire under anti-Western sentiment. The streets are alive with protests, voices raised in anger and frustration. It's a scene that's as emotional as it is unpredictable. Meanwhile, over in Ivory Coast, officials are having none of it. Playful banter. Us involved? Absolutely not. The Ivorian government has come out swinging, calling the accusations baseless, inflammatory, and, let's face it, a little bit dramatic. Still, Ivory Coast is treading carefully. Gentle, reassuring tone. They're emphasizing respect for Burkina Faso's sovereignty and calling for calm, peaceful dialogue. Diplomatic channels are open, but you can almost feel the tension humming in the background. And here's the twist. This isn't the first time these neighbors have clashed. Old wounds run deep with a history of accusations and mistrust coloring every interaction. Gentle tone. It's a relationship that's as complicated as it is fragile. Captain Traoré, for his part, keeps turning up the heat. He's accused Ivory Coast of sheltering his political rivals, making reconciliation even trickier. Playful tone. It's like a political chess game. One wrong move and the whole board could flip. And what about those shadowy Western powers? The allegations are vague, but they strike a nerve. Gentle, reassuring tone. There's a long history here, one that's shaped by colonialism, mistrust, and a sense that outside forces are always lurking just out of sight. Many in Burkina Faso see Western intervention in the Sahel as a double-edged sword. Sure, there's talk of security and stability, but on the ground it often feels like foreign troops are making things worse, not better. Gentle tone. Local voices want real solutions, not more outside interference. And here's the kicker. Western nations are quick to condemn coups, but their own record on regime change? Playful banter. Let's just say it's complicated. This double standard hasn't gone unnoticed, and it's fueling a wave of skepticism and anti-Western feeling that's sweeping through the region. Gentle, reassuring tone. So, where does that leave Burkina Faso? In a world of swirling accusations, old grudges, and new uncertainties, one thing's for sure. The story is far from over. Stay with us, because the next chapter could change everything. Picture this. The heart of Ouagadougou, usually bustling with life, now echoing with the rumble of armored vehicles and the watchful eyes of soldiers. It's a city on edge, but also a city determined to stand tall. The security and sovereignty of Ouagadougou have faced serious challenges lately, no sugarcoating it. But here's the reassuring part. The government isn't backing down. With swift, decisive action, officials are working around the clock, determined to keep every citizen safe and the city's spirit unbroken. So while the tension is real, so is the resolve. Stay with us, there's more to this story. Picture this. The heart of Burkina Faso, Ouagadougou, pulsing with anticipation. The city is on high alert, but don't worry. Let's walk through it together. Security forces are everywhere. Their presence reassuring yet unmistakable, patrolling every corner and keeping a watchful eye. Meanwhile, citizens move with purpose, heads up, eyes sharp, each person playing their part in keeping the city safe. There's a buzz in the air, a mix of caution and hope, as neighbors exchange quick glances and gentle nods. But here's the thing. Despite the tension, there's a quiet strength in the community. People are looking out for each other, ready for whatever comes next. So stay with us, because what happens in Ouagadougou next could change everything. Picture this, a vibrant nation, alive with color and energy, yet beneath the surface, Burkina Faso is wrestling with a storm of challenges. Political protests fill the streets, economic struggles weigh heavy, and families face uncertainty every single day. Sounds tough, right? It is, but wait, there's more to the story. Because here's the twist. The people of Burkina Faso are nothing short of remarkable. Their resilience shines through, neighbors support each other, and aid workers bring hope where it's needed most. Sure, the road ahead is bumpy and the obstacles are real, but if there's one thing we know, it's this. Burkina Faso's spirit is unbreakable, and together, step by step, they're forging a path toward a brighter tomorrow. What happens in Burkina Faso doesn't just stay in Burkina Faso. The ripples of uncertainty here are making waves across the entire West African region. Neighboring countries? Oh, they're definitely paying attention, playful tone, probably more than your neighbor peeking over the fence. There's a real concern that unrest could spill over, shaking up borders and daily life, gentle, reassuring tone. But don't worry. The international community is on high alert, working behind the scenes, and everyone's hoping for a peaceful outcome. The situation is changing fast, but for now, all eyes are on Burkina Faso. Stay tuned. This story is far from over. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more insightful content. Your support helps us bring you more stories from around the world. See you in the next video.